Hello and welcome to the Crooked Letter Sports Podcast, a show about Mississippi sports and the folks who play them. I'm Tyler Cleveland, joined as always by my co-host and dad, Rick Cleveland of Mississippi Today fame. Dad, how you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Good, I'm glad to hear it. We're also joined this week by one of our returning champions, Randy Watkins, who is always gracious enough to give us some of his time on a big golf weekend. And boys, it is a big golf weekend.
Yeah, it is.
It is Ryder Cup. I forgot to see how many runnings we have had of this, but it is back on American soil at Bethpage Black this weekend, and I am fired up.
Dude, I am too. It's going to be a rowdy weekend.
I have just one thing I want to say. On Ryder Cup weekend, all big football games, that includes games like LSU-Ole Miss and Tennessee-Mississippi State, should be played at night.
I'd vote for it for sure.
Absolutely. You had to talk to our four-letter sports overlords about that, because I think they're the ones calling the shots on this. Guys, I want to spend just a few minutes talking about the football, seeing as how it is just such a huge weekend in Mississippi. Starting with the Friday night slate, just wanted to look over it real quick. I want to point out, I want to give a shout-out to Kylan Bobo of Tupelo. Rushed 19 times for 217 yards and 3 touchdowns in a 20-13 win over Oxford. That is the closest that anybody has played Tupelo yet. But this week they have got a date at Tupelo against number 2 West Point, who has just absolutely beat the crap out of everybody they have played. So this is going to be
a hell of a football game.
And
That's
will
going to be tough.
Will be standing room only for sure. That'll be fun. Also, Starkville plays at Brandon Friday night for those in the metro area, if you want to check that out. Shifting gears to the college game, Dad, Ole Miss looked pretty good in a 45-10 win over Tulane. Trinidad Chambliss, again, with 409 total yards and 2 passing touchdowns. The Rebels are a 1.5-point favorite at home against number 4 LSU this weekend. This is fun.
Wow.
Well, we're into the meat and potatoes of it. This is great.
Somebody has to be favored, but boy,
That's tough right
I'm a
there.
little bit surprised.
I am too.
Well, I think the absolute worst part about it is that College Game Day decided to go to Happy Valley for Penn State and Oregon, a game that has zero historical significance and doesn't matter to me at all. But I am excited to see this Ole Miss defense against this LSU offense. They look really good. They allowed 282 yards against Tulane. And I mean, honestly, they, against Arkansas, after that Arkansas game, I had question marks, but now I'm thinking, well, maybe they've turned the corner.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with that. But I'm telling you now, this is going to be it's going to be a great game.
It has every reason to be a great game, for sure.
We'll just have to tape it. I don't know how you're going to avoid knowing the outcome, but you're going to have to tape it if you're going to watch Ryder Cup at the same time. It's like you said, it's a 2:30 kickoff, and that's pardon my French, some bullshit.
So, Randy, you're an Ole Miss fan. What do you do if you're what do you do about the quarterback position right now?
I put number 6 in there. We're playing ball now. We got a hot hand. I said it to somebody this morning that Austin Simmons obviously came out as the starter, but he has not been the starter for a while. Like, you don't owe him like a guy that's been a 2 or 3 year starter as much as you would a guy that's played 2 games as a starter. In my opinion, particularly when the backup, he's playing some pretty good hands right now. And I just run a hot horse while you can, I think, and let him heal.
He's playing right now for Ole Miss like Russell Wilson has played when he's been at his best in the NFL.
No doubt. It looks like him.
Yeah.
He's really good. He can do a little bit of everything. Let him in rushing again the other day. Moving on, Mississippi State, defense looked great in a 38-10 win over Northern Illinois. I think the big thing for them is the offense has been a lot more consistent. They weren't great on 3rd down, but they were 4 for 4 on 4th down, which always helps. But the Dogs are 7.5-point dogs at home against number 15 Tennessee. This is a huge game for the Bulldogs. I mean, I think, at this point, they are – they're receiving votes. I think they're 27 in the AP poll. And the turnaround's been incredible. I think this is one of those let's see how far they've come kind of games.
Would you say that I think they're the most improved team in the country?
I don't think there's any
that
doubt.
I've seen.
I think they're for sure the most improved team in the SEC, and they would be in any first sentence about a discussion of who is the most improved team in the country.
No doubt. And I think they got their hands full, but who doesn't in the SEC?
Yeah.
I mean, you do
it's
every
tough
week.
sledding, man. Eventually, I mean, you may get, and at this point, like Vanderbilt is like a monumental task.
You bet.
They look great.
You bet.
If State wins this game, you got to just change the perspective on the whole season. We've been in the season saying, is there any way they can get 6?
Yeah.
And go
now,
to a bowl?
well, they'll be damn close if they win this weekend.
Well, then you say how many?
Yeah.
Because that means they can beat anybody.
Also put Jeff Lebby in the conversation for SEC Coach of the Year. Just
He's
throwing
on the
it out
top
there.
of the list already.
All right. Southern Miss lost 30-20 to La Tech last weekend despite nearly 200 yards or more total offense. They lost the turnover battle 1-0. I thought Braylon Braxton looked pretty good, threw for almost 400 yards, but they are 4.5-point favorites this weekend at Jacksonville State.
No, they're at home.
Oh, they're at home against Jacksonville
Southern
State.
Miss is at home, and they wouldn't be 4.5-point favorites at Jacksonville State.
Yeah.
I think I know last year Jacksonville State killed them. I mean, it wasn't even a game.
Yeah, well, a different Southern Miss team this year.
Very different.
Speaking of most improved team.
That's pretty good.
But one thing that I think Huff saw Saturday night is that he's made a lot of improvements, but they got to get tougher. I mean, Louisiana Tech on every big play just out-toughed them.
Agreed. And they dug a huge hole and just couldn't climb out. Hope they have better luck this weekend. Boys, that's all the football talk I got. Let's talk some golf. I'm super excited about this. Bethpage Black in New York this weekend. The U.S. has only lost, 4 times at home, I think. It's been a rough go of it. We haven't dominated on home turf the way the Europeans have.
Correct.
Would have been, I love this Team USA. I'm looking at the roster. I think we're better on paper, but as Rick pointed out to me on the way over here, we're usually better on paper.
Yep, almost always.
So what is it about this format that the Europeans like so much, Randy, and how do you like our chances this weekend?
Well, I think they like the team aspect better because I think they're closer friends. That's proven out to be the case over the last 25 or 30 years for sure, that they just like each other better. They know each other better. They partner up better, and that's a pretty good format in the Ryder Cup because it's all about the team. Mm-hmm. And you better be pretty close friends to play alternate shot.
Yeah.
Because stuff's going to happen, and you better have some grace and some confidence in a partner.
Anybody who's ever played that format knows how contentious it can get.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's hard, and I think the edge goes to the guys that are the closest, and they just seem like they're closer friends and more teammates than they are opponents, where the Americans just don't have the same lick. If I was betting, I'd bet on Europe, but that's not what I want to happen. I hope the Americans win. I hope they beat them bad, but if I was a betting man, I don't think the crowd's going to affect the Europeans near as much as it's going to affect us.
I'll just go ahead and say it. I'm picking the Europeans. I think they are better at this than we are.
They are better at it. I think we have a little edge. I think we have better putters on the American squad, but you and I, we all know putting is a fickle friend. You can putt well one day and not the next. And I heard somebody say yesterday that Scotty Scheffler shot 60 this week at home, and 3 of them had shot 60 on a home. Sam Burns shot it at Squire Creek this week while he was home, shot 60, and on that golf course, I'd have to quit at 15 to shoot 60 on that golf course. And somebody else did the same, so they're playing well, but you throw all that out come Friday, it's just going to be a different thing, and I think the Europeans embrace it, and I think we fear it a little bit. That's what it looks like to me, and it's proven out that they can win on the road way quicker than we can.
Well, going back to what you said about them being closer and together as a team, Don't you think that's odd? I mean, seeing as how these guys are from different. I mean, most of these guys are from different countries. I mean, it's strange to me that with all of our team being from the United States, and they're. I mean, I'm looking at Oberg, Fitzpatrick, Fleetwood, Højgaard, Hovland. I mean, these guys are from different.
They are, but I think they grow up different. They're raised different. None of those folks were. I don't think any of them were rich. Born rich. Mm-hmm. They travel poor. They travel by cars. They play together all the time. They play tougher conditions where there's a little more respect given that if you can play in different countries and different time zones, different continents, and living like a gypsy, which the Americans don't do.
Right. No.
You just become closer. They bunk up, in hotels, and I just think they have a tighter friendship and teammate. And just like any team sport, this golf is the worst team sport. It's just the opposite.
Yeah.
On a regular basis. But in this instance, it's a team game. And generally speaking, the teams that are the closest play the bestest. Mm-hmm. They're the best coordinated, they're the best help, they're the best support, they're everything better. And I think in this instance that shows up, and I think that's why they've won more than they've lost on this side of the world.
Randy, what did you think about the U.S. team selections? Was there somebody you'd like to see play and who's not?
Well, here's the deal. I mean, I think it's better if 10 guys qualify and there's 2 picks because there's more merit in the team than there is favoritism. And I think the guy like Maverick McNeely, there's not maybe much difference between he and Ben Griffin or Russell Henley for that matter. But I liked it better when it was more merit-based than it is choosing-based. That's what I would prefer it to be that way. And I don't think there's a single person, including Keegan Bradley, that wouldn't be a good teammate, a good player on the team. I think he made the right choice to not play. But there's never been an instance where the team captain of a Ryder Cup team wasn't capable of being a player on the team.
Well, he's had just an unbelievable season.
2 back-to-back. I mean, the guy's stacked up under duress. I mean, he was trying to play his way on the team. He really was under that gun, and he has said that's the most pressure you can feel is to be a bubble guy for the Ryder Cup. Yeah. And he pushed on it pretty hard, and I wouldn't have been disappointed if he chose it, but I think he made the right choice.
Well, I think it was made easier on him by some of these other guys stepping up at the end. I mean, you mentioned Griffin, but like Sam Burns and Cameron Young, I think these guys stepped up.
They did. They did.
Let's talk about this. Who on the American team should not sit besides Scotty?
It's a no-brainer.
That's a really good question. Aside from Scotty, you can't sit that guy.
No, he's got to play 5 rounds.
Yeah, he does. He's got to go. If it was me, I'd probably make JJ play. JJ Spawn play them all. I think he's tough. I think he's eager. I think he's got a sneaky game.
He reminds me of a lot of the European players.
I was going to say the same thing. He looks like he'd fit as one of their guys, and I would put that guy out there. He showed some serious metal. Yeah, he did. Right. He showed a lot of metal, year round. But at the U.S. Open, what he did there was crazy.
Yeah.
But you could pick several. Bryson, I'd put him out there every time.
Every single time.
I'd put him on the golf course every time they were playing.
He's so intimidating.
Yep.
I mean, especially in like an alternate shot format.
And our crowd needs him.
Right.
Because he's the one that's going to have the energy to equal them.
Yeah.
Which is not going to be easy to do, to equal the crowd that's going to show up 30 minutes outside New York City.
Randy, have you played Bethpage Black?
I've never played it.
You seen it?
Oh, yeah. And it's a beast. 7,400 yard par 70, and it's not flat. It's got plenty of elevation to it. It's hard. It is a hard golf course. I can remember Jim Gallagher played in either the U.S. Open or the PGA there back in the late 90s. And I remember him telling me there was at least 2 holes where he had to kill it off a tee to reach the fairway. He's
long.
Was of no shortness to him. He was long and hit it high, that he had to murder it to get it. People like Corey Pavin couldn't reach fairways. It is not for the faint of heart. It is not. Par means a lot on that golf course. A par on a hole means a lot. It's not going to be a birdie fest.
I have read, and I'm not that familiar with the golf course, but I have read that the odd and even holes kind of uniformly, one will be a fader's hole, the next one a drawer. I mean, you go one hole and you need to hit it left to right, and the next hole you need to hit it right to left.
Yep. Which favors nobody.
Yeah.
It doesn't. So picking the odds and evens, what do you do?
But it matters a lot on how you pair your team.
It will matter on that. But, that's, again, goes back to there'll be some favoritism in the pairings. Like Cantley and Schauffele will play together, for sure.
Yeah, I like that team.
It's a good team. It's a real good team. In history dictates they've been real good. Yeah. But there'll be a fair amount of that. But it will be interesting to see how they choose that. Yeah. But they got their hands full with that golf course. I mean, you cannot fake it around there. You either play well or you do not, and it's not forgiving. Yeah. It is a punishing, and I can't imagine playing alternate shot on it. I mean, I can't. I'd have to really like somebody to play alternate shot on that golf course.
I mean, I like that team too, but then you got to consider they might be playing Tommy Fleetwood and Justin Rose. You know what I mean? Like it's
and it's going to be Tommy and Rory probably.
Yeah, I would guess so.
In this format, I think Fleetwood would be the ultimate partner, other than Scotty, who's the ultimate anything right now.
Right, but I predict the MVP will be Tommy Fleetwood.
Yeah.
I hope not, because if that's the case.
I know, and I don't want him to. I don't want him to win. I just think they will.
He ain't saying who he wants to win. He's saying who he thinks.
I'm aware. So you mentioned that we have some pretty good putters on our side. How tough is the putting at Bethpage?
Well, the greens are by definition a little flatter than a lot of courses that they see, but they will be fast. The problem is you're just going to have a lot of mid to long range putts for par, and they're hard no matter what the greens are. So that you're going to have a lot of hard putts because you're going to have to make them for par. That's just going to show up a whole lot. I don't know what the rough is like, but it's always thick, and so it's just going to be a short game. Who can do the short game stuff? It always boils down to it. Who can get it up and down around those greens?
And that's why I like the Europeans.
Same here.
Well, y'all are raining on my parade right now.
It's not intentional. It's just if I was a betting man. But with my heart, I'm pulling for the Americans as hard as I can pull, but I just think they got the advantage.
Yeah. Y'all got any favorite Ryder Cup moments that you want to talk about?
I certainly do. My favorite all-time match was Jim Gallagher and Seve Ballesteros.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. And my other favorite was Azinger and Ballesteros nearly coming to a fight about a ruling on the golf course. Seve was a calculating person, and he was really trying to get in Azinger's head, and he met the wrong guy because Azinger's equal to it, and they stood toe to toe and had a pretty good cuss fight out there in the middle of the golf course. I sort of enjoyed that, and I enjoyed Randy Watkins hit a shot on the last hole to win the Ryder Cup. He hit it a foot. When they had to win the hole to win the match and win the Ryder Cup. That was pretty cool. That may have been, I forget where that was. It seemed like it was Kiowa, but I don't remember that exactly.
My favorite story is back to the Gallagher Ballesteros, which was a critical match.
Yeah.
What was 92? 1993 Ryder Cup. And it was really close. And Ray Floyd's wife.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She was in a jewelry shop shopping and was talking to the to the jeweler, and he said what a bad mistake they had made the U.S. had made in matching Gallagher against the rookie against Sevy.
Mm-hmm.
And Mrs. Floyd said, "Well, how much money you got over there?" And she said, "I'll bet you whatever you want to bet on Jim Gallagher." And told that story to Sissy Gallagher, who immediately told Jim, and that made him feel like $1 million.
Yep. And his feet never touched the ground. He told me that on that first tee shot, walking from the tee to his ball, he said, "I don't think my feet were actually on the ground. I was so amped up." And he flew Sevy off the tee on the first hole. He just killed it. And he was so long, and Sevy wasn't short by any means. Mm-mm. But he said his feet never touched the ground. That was very memorable.
It's a career highlight.
No question. No question.
Then you fly home and your daughter has on a T-shirt that says, "My daddy beat Sevy."
That's pretty cool right there.
That's fun. That's fun. So you mentioned this place being about 30 minutes outside New York City. Expecting a raucous crowd out there? About 50,000 people?
It'll be football-like.
Yeah.
Blended with hockey. Mm-hmm. Because they're all both of those. It is going to be a no-holds-barred crowd. I mean, it's going to be rough. And again, I think the Europeans are better prepared to deal with that. Well, and the Americans can turn on, the American fan can and will turn on the Americans too. It's so, the players from Europe, in the old days, most people didn't know who they were. Now they're Americanized. Mm-hmm. Shoot, most of these guys live in America.
Most of them played college golf in America.
Some played college golf. Some live here now.
Yeah.
Some have lived here at some point in time. I mean, Ludwig Aberg just got out of Texas Tech a couple of years ago. So it's very Americanized. So where everybody's familiar with everybody. Like we don't inherently hate the Europeans anymore either. Like it used to be, we didn't like them. Well, you're so accustomed to them and you find out they're good guys. Like, who doesn't like Tommy Fleetwood?
I don't know anybody.
Who doesn't like Shane Lowry? You know, they're not the enemy that they once were. They're the enemy this week, no question. But we're accustomed to those folks. And we don't know that golf course any better than they do, which I think is a mistake. I think the PGA of America ought to play a course that we're more familiar with. I really do. More often.
Like, for instance?
Just a normal, a tour that would host a normal tour stop, like a Bel Air or, Riviera.
Yeah.
Places that we're really familiar with. They would be too, but I still think it takes a little advantage away from us to play at a course that we don't know it really any better than they do.
Yeah.
Cameron Young probably knows it the best because he grew up in New York.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be the hometown hero guy. Yep. And, boy, he can play.
He really can play. He's going to have to because they're going to push him forward.
Well, something you said a second ago about how the American fans will turn on the Americans, I feel like that's dead on because, it's like at the end of the day, if the Europeans are losing, then, they're still our lads, and if the Americans, it's like he's a bum. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Especially in New York, you know what I mean?
They fully expect Shane Lowry to come drink with them that night.
Right.
Yeah.
And he might.
Yeah.
None of our guys are going to do that.
Yeah.
Not one. But Shane might be in the pub.
Right.
He might be in Studio 54 tonight. You don't know where he might be. It's just, I think the animosity has been rubbed off because we're so accustomed to seeing them. And they're all winners and they're all good guys. They're good in the media. They're good in public. They're good with kids. They're good. And we're just accustomed to them. And the New York fans don't put up with losing. They just don't tolerate it. Mm-mm. So who knows what's going to I think we need to pounce early.
Yep.
And I really think it's big if we can get on them early. That would be a big deal. If we get behind early, that's a problem.
Mm. Yeah, I completely agree. Completely agree.
Who are you picking, Tyler?
What do you mean, who am I picking?
I mean, who do you think is going to win?
I have no idea. I can't wait to see.
Well, none of us do. We don't know.
All right. Well, then I'm going to pick the Americans just to be a contrarian. I feel like we're going to flex our muscles with DeChambeau and Scheffler, who, with apologies to Fleetwood and Rory McIlroy, I feel like are, two of the three best players in the world right now. I'm hopeful that, like Randy says, our putting will come through in the end. But I know it's a tough golf course, and I think it's going to be, very close, which is not normal because I want to say the last three have been five points or more.
Yep.
But I think this one has a chance to be a little bit closer than that, and I am hopeful that we will come out on top. But
Who would you pair Scheffler with in the four balls and the best ball?
Ooh. Justin Thomas, I think it would be a great pairing together. Wouldn't be surprised to see that. Partly because they have grown up together. Mm-hmm. Like they traveled together as junior golfers. They played against each other in college. They've sort of walked the same path at the same age, same stage, everything. And I think Justin Thomas's exuberance will lift Scotty, and Scotty's calm will settle Justin.
That's a great observation. That makes total sense. Good sense.
We'll see what he does. I haven't seen that pairing.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Though they're out. I just haven't seen it. I think they're out.
we should look that up. We got time.
I didn't think that happened till later today.
I say it may be a leak. Could be a leak for that matter, but I wouldn't hesitate to make that pairing.
Let's take a look. Nope.
Not out?
Nope. Practice rounds.
But Sam Burns and Scotty have played together. And they might pair them together, but I would prefer the balance of Justin and Scotty.
Who would you pair J.J. Spawn with? I mean, he's, to me, is really a critical part of this team. If he's, you know.
He is. He really is. I might put Russell Henley would be my guy I could put with anybody because he's just a little baller. Like, he is going to fight. He is just a tough. That guy he's little. He was an all-state basketball player in the state of Georgia in high school. So he's a little pain in the butt is what he is. I mean, he is a little baller. And I think J.J. Spawn would just feed off of that.
Yeah, well, I think he's a baller, too.
That's what I think. That's why I think you got two guys that'll just grit and grind you out till you're sick of it. And Bryson, who do you put him with?
I don't know. I mean, that's what
Somebody who's going to get a kick out of him. That's what you need. Somebody who's going to think that's fun.
Cameron Young, Sam Burns, somebody like that. I mean, maybe even Ben Griffin. I mean, I don't know what you do with Xander Schauffele and Colin Morikawa. Maybe they'd pair up.
Xander's going to play with Cantlay. I bet on that. But Morikawa might be a J.J. Spawn pairing.
Yeah. Colin's another guy I think that should go out there at every match, or at least 4 out of 5.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, guys, what are your watching plans? I know Rick is just he's gonna sit in his customary spot.
I'm gonna watch every shot.
Well, not every shot, because you got to cook at some point.
Well, you can watch it and cook. You can take your phone with you.
Yeah.
You can stream and cook at the same time.
We're going to eat after dark.
I'm going to watch every shot, but my remote control is going to be handy to flip to Ole Miss LSU every time there's a commercial.
And when there's a commercial on both of those, you're going to check out State?
Yes, I am.
State and
yes, I
Tennessee.
am. And I'm pulling my guts out for him. I'm a Jeff Lebby fan.
Yeah.
I think that guy's doing a great job. I think he's going to be good. I think he's proving out how good he is. And frankly, it's been fun to watch him flip a team 1 year to the next that much.
Yeah. Randy, while we got you, a couple things in golf other than the Ryder Cup. Our guy from here in Jackson, Wilson Furr's on the cut. He's
riding a thin blue line.
Right.
He's 64th today, going into there's 2 events left on the Corn Ferry Tour. They play next week in Oklahoma. At the end of that event, you have to be in the top 75 to get to their tour championship, which is the week following.
He's in pretty good shape.
He's in pretty good shape. Now, he knows making the cut probably assures him of that.
Yeah.
But even then, you don't know that. So he fully believes he needs another top 10 or 20 to assure himself that top 75. And then from that top 75 in their tour championship, everybody that plays in that is guaranteed a job at the minimum on the Korn Ferry Tour next year. Mm-hmm. The top 20 from that will go to the PGA Tour. The next 55 get full status on the Korn Ferry Tour, which is a good job, by the way. And he's proven it's a good job. You can make a nice living. It's not where they want to be, but it is a great place to make a living. So he played well this week under duress. Like he was 75th going into last week and finished 9th and only moved up 11, which I thought was unfortunate that he only went up 11. I thought he'd move up 20.
Yeah.
With a top 10. But you never know.
That was the second biggest move of the week.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Those are big.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit like, I track Jake Mangum every day.
Yeah.
It's hard to move your batting average much this late in the year.
Yeah.
It just doesn't move much. Well, all of a sudden he went from 287 to 299 and he stayed in the 290s.
Yeah.
In golf, if you play well, not many pass you, and you may not pass many either, because everybody's has the same circumstances you are. They're playing hard for something, and it really matters to everybody.
Right.
And at the end of the year, it's not that they're playing harder, but their focus is different.
Yeah.
Everything's very intentional now.
But being 11 spots in to the good right now with only two tournaments.
Only one that really matters this next week.
Yeah. So
it's going to be tough for 12 people to pass him and him pass nobody.
Yeah.
Because some people are going to play worse, some will play better.
Yeah, I think he's going to.
So I think, but I would be just like him. I'd play well.
All right. College golf right now.
We're killing it.
Yeah.
Killing it statewide, men and women.
Yeah.
Ole Miss is, they're 4th or 5th in the country. I think they're better than that. I think they should be ranked first. Southern Miss just won a big men's event at JT Poston event, which I don't remember the last time they won.
They're leading the tournament at Wisconsin now.
Today they are.
Yeah.
The Ole Miss women have won already. The state women have played great. They finished 2nd in Nashville last week. They had it won, had a bad back nine on the last day to finish 2nd. Avery Weed at Mississippi State is a superstar in the making. Mm-hmm. But each of those teams has players that we're going to know about that are really that talented. Yeah. Men from all 3 teams, women from State and Ole Miss for sure.
Yeah.
Southern coming on that too.
Yeah. They won a tournament. Their women won a tournament the same time that the men did.
I'd say this, there aren't many states that have better college golf going on than we do right now.
Got a big tournament coming up down at Fallen Oak. Are you going to go down?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yep. And we also got the Sanderson Farms next week.
Yeah.
So it's brewing.
Yeah.
I mean, golf's hot right now.
Yep.
I got to go see that Fallen Oak. I've never been down there.
You need to lay eyes on it. It's pretty. It's a nice place. And you need to wander out to the Sanderson Farms while you're at it next week.
Well,
You need to go check that out.
I tend to do that every year.
Well, we'll have, Hayden Buckley will play and Chad Ramey will play and Braden Thornberry will play. There'll be a great Mississippi contingent playing, and, the commitment list will come out Friday of this week, so we'll know who all is playing. But at the minimum, those 3 guys are coming, so we need to go support those guys.
Yep. I'm scared to death it's our last one.
Me too, but it has been on its last breath before, as you know better than anybody. No one's chronicled it more. You got it. It's one of those things you wouldn't bet against it.
Yeah.
Well, I certainly wouldn't want to, and I'm sure that all the folks at Batson are hoping not as well.
It's raised a lot of money for a lot of good causes.
Yep.
And actually, all 82 counties of the state of Mississippi benefit because of that tournament. All 82. some charity in all 82 counties benefit. It would be a void for us to lose that tournament. I hope we don't. So I'm pulling for them.
Agreed. Well, guys, that's all the time we got this week. Randy, thanks so much for joining us again. It's always good to have you in here.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
If you guys are out, if you're not watching golf this weekend and you want to play a little, go check out any of Randy's 3 courses here in the metro area. They're all in great shape right now. Rick and I should know we play them about 3 times a week. Everybody stay safe out there. Enjoy the golf. Enjoy the football. And we'll talk to you in this space next week.